Welcome to Exploration Place. This is Electrifying Energy. Awesome. All right, folks, if you're still with me, awesome. If you're not, that's because I pushed way too much electricity out into the world and messed up everything that is inside the studio. My name is Denzel, and oh, you can't see anybody. Hold on. Hey, Google, turn on the lights. Thanks. Appreciate it. Welcome once again to Exploration Place. My name is Denzel, and we're going to do some energy. Now, what you just witnessed was a whole bunch of electricity pushing itself out and attaching itself to metal. Electricity needs to flow from one spot to another. But what is electricity? Well, put simply, electricity is the ability to do work. Electricity uses its effort in order to do work. If I want to do work, I just say no instead, and I let electricity hold on to it and handle it. So everything between me and you right now is a result of this cool innovation of harnessing the power of this effort, this work of electricity. So let's see. I have something in my pocket here. Let's kind of show it off on a smaller scale. I have this little stick. You may have one of these at home, an energy stick, and all I need to do is press on both sides of it, and we get ourselves some flashing lights and annoying sounds. Like a flute player. Woo. Sorry, I'm not flute players, piccolos. They're not annoying either. I wanted to learn how to play piccolo. Anyway, so we have ourselves energy. But what is that energy doing? Well, that energy is actually moving, and the effort of these particles, these electrons, is what we use in order for electricity to work. I tell you what, let's head over to our cool info desk and see a little bit more. Hi, we're at the info desk. How's it going? Over on my right-hand side is this really cool apparatus. This apparatus is going to help us to kind of understand how electrons are working. So this center section, this black section, is representative of a conductive material. All types of materials have some form of conductivity for electricity. Some are more resistant than others, and some are more conductive. What does that mean? It means that electrons can move through them easily or not so easily. This black section, the electrons can move through really, really easily. This wooden section, electrons don't move through them very easily. Okay? It's not very conductive. So what are these little balls? They are our electrons. They're going to represent really, really, really tiny things. These are going to be atoms. Atoms are going to influence how the electrons move through this material. So I've got a few more behind here, and I'm going to let a few roll down. And we'll see what happens. Well, that first atom caught onto an electron, okay? Certain atoms can hold these electrons in place for a little while as they move through. You will notice that electrons are rolling through our material and getting all the way to the bottom. Now, that was pretty fun. But what happens when we have electrons collide with atoms that have other electrons? Oh, that was very interesting. What about this side? Well, let's try one more time. Now, this is showing us that electrons have kinetic capabilities. That means that they are moving through this material. As they move through, they can actually influence the movement of other electrons, and this is how we take energy from one place to another through a conductive material. Let me go ahead and just roll a few more down just for the fun of it, and then we'll head back over to the table. Here we go. Woo, woo. Awesome. All right, let's head over to the table and find out some more. So we've had various materials that can conduct electricity, allow electrons to flow through it. The human body is one of those conductors. We have water, we have salt, we have all kinds of other stuff inside of it, and the electrons, when they're excited, that kinetic energy goes and pushes right through us. You know what else electrons can move through? My cool device. You know what this device requires in order to work? A delicious pickle. So, we do a few things for this pickle to work. Look at that gherkin. Didn't get enough sun on that side. Yeah. Boop. All right, we're just going to gently jab it on these probes over here. I'm sure it'll be okay. All right, great, perfect. Now, I'm going to push electricity through our cables and through the pickle. Are you ready? Alexa, turn off the lights. Thank you. There we go. Perfect. So, you will see a faint glow on the screens. And that faint glow is a result of the electricity, the energy getting pushed through our pickle and vibrating the electrons inside of our pickle. I'm going to take my foot off. I'm going to adjust my pickle just a little bit here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we should see it faintly on the other. Oh, it fell through. It's gone forever. All right, let's gently probe it on the probes one more time. Stab and stab. There we go. Perfect. All right, one more go. Watch it burn through. Burnt through. Hey, Alexa, can you turn the lights back on? Thanks, Alexa. All right, so now we saw a little bit of glow. Let's go ahead and stab it so you can see it with the lights on. Wait. There we go. Great. All right. There we are. So our faint glow was going through that pickle, and now we should be able to see some smoke coming up from it. Perfect. Just the way I like it. Charred, burnt, and a little smoky. What a delicious pickle. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's move away from that and push that off to the side. So, energy can move through conductive materials like a salty, briny pickle, like the human body as well. It can also move through other things. So let's bring the object that I used earlier back on the stage. I have a Tesla coil. And, of course, we need something for the Tesla coil to excite. It's a non-licensed plasma lance. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, great. All right, let's see if I can get some lights down. Hey, Siri. Turn off the lights. Thanks, Siri. So we have ourselves this bulb right here in the middle of our table. And all we need is to excite what's inside of the bulb, which is gases. Gases were inside of the, molecules are inside of the pickle. We have molecules of gas outside of us. And when I excite the gas inside of the bulb, we get ourselves some illumination. I'm going to hold it up. Wield the power in your hand. This is exactly how it works for you. Hey, Siri, turn the lights back on. Thank you, Siri. So we can see that I'm not touching it at all, and yet it's still glowing. Now, why is that? Well, this is pushing out enough energy to move through the air, exciting the gas molecules in the air, and of course, exciting the gas molecules inside of the tube. This is actually how your fluorescent tubes work in your home, except you've attached it to a cable. Speaking of cables, that's a great segue for heading to our info desk. Because so far, we've been pushing electricity through conductive materials. But this last one, I just pushed through the air. Now, we don't really like to do that because if electricity pushes through the air, that means it can push into us. We don't like that at all. Let's go over to the info desk. So, we like to use circuits for our electricity. Look at that. Those are electrons, like from earlier. On this side, we have ourselves some electricity producers, all right? You have lightning, for example. You have an outlet. The outlet actually gets its energy from a generator. Ooh, sidebar. Generators are somebody's job way out somewhere, okay? Generators have a magnet. They also have copper coils. And as they spin, the copper coils spin, they actually induce a field that pushes electrons through the copper coil, through wires, and into your house. Okay, cool, that's that. Now, you have electricity, and it goes to devices. And it moves in a circuit. It's a circle, if you will. You can make a circle with your hands. Oh, feel the power of your circuit. Perfect, okay? So we move in a circle. Electricity can actually move in a couple ways. This is a direct current. This is alternating current. Just another little nugget for you. So we have ourselves a circle that allows electrons to move from electricity sources to electricity using things like devices. So that is a circuit. Make sure you have circuits in order for electricity to work at home. Let's head back to the table. I'm back. Hi. So now that we've pushed electricity through a circuit, that allows us to direct how that energy moves from one place to the next. It's kind of funny because as it does that, electrons actually influence each other. And when they influence the movement of each other, they can create a magnetic field. So magnets are really, really cool. And I have an example of one right here on the ground. I call this, let's do this. I call this my ELR, my electromagnetic ring launcher. ERL, electromagnetic ring launcher. That's what I call it. Okay, yeah, the ERL. I guess it would be an electromagnetic, so an EMR. You know what, it doesn't matter. It's an electromagnetic ring launcher. There we are. We have ourselves a metal ring. Down here is a copper coil. The copper coil is wire just wound up into a coil shape like a spring. Electricity goes through that copper coil. As the electrons move through it, they can influence the electrons in aluminum and actually make it move. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Ow. I'm going to put those back on. There's a reason why we put the silicone rings on the metal ring. So, as we saw, the electricity pushed itself through the coil, pushed our ring up. Let's do it one more time. It shouldn't go as high, and it hopefully won't hurt when I catch it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Boom. Ha! It's cool. I'm going to try this ring. This one came with 2. 3, 2, 1. I get it. Okay, I know why this one. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Ah, okay, good. I figured it out. There's a problem with this ring, okay? This one is just aluminum, okay? This one is aluminum as well, but this whole ring is actually contiguous, all right? It's a one big circle. You can see this ring actually has a cut through it. It's just barely right there, but you can see that. As electricity moves through that coil, it influences the electrons inside of this ring, but it's not a complete circle. It's not a full circuit. The electrons can't move, and we don't get an entire movement of the magnetic field. It doesn't work. So we can see that we can launch rings with magnetism. There's something else we can do with magnets, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of what it is. If repulsion is pushing away, magnets can also do the opposite. Now I have myself a little tiny version of those big old junker car magnets right here. There, inside of this is a copper ring. I've got an energy source attached to it, my battery, and we're going to make another magnet. We've already made one before. We're going to make one here. Both of these are examples of electromagnets. I need something to pick up. You know what? This 10-pound weight. Okay, great. I'm super strong. Look at me. I picked up 10 pounds. I feel accomplished today. Let's go ahead and attach this on. We need to complete a circuit. 3, 2, 1. We have established a circuit moving through the copper coil. Now we can go ahead and attach it. I will prove to you that it is a magnet right now. As you can see, look at that. It's holding on to it. If I take this off, the circuit is broken. We no longer have a magnet. But I don't think that's good enough. We need to show the power of this electromagnet. There we go. And let's lift. Hold on. Let's just do it the easy way. There we go. So much better. That was so much easier that way. Look at that. 10 pounds are being suspended by this electromagnet. Again, if I take that circuit apart, there's no more movement of electrons, and we no longer have an induced magnetic field, which means we have no magnet. I want to do it. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's so funny. So we can actually have magnets happen as a result of electrons moving. They influence other electrons, and they all begin to kind of line up with each other, and that is our magnetic field. It's exactly how magnets work. It's pretty freaking cool. So we did electricity through materials. We did electricity through me with our cool tube. We did electricity through our pickle, and we also used electricity to make magnets. So what's one thing we can do with electricity that I haven't done? Yes, right next to me is a Van de Graaff. My giant metal lollipop is what I like to call it. My giant metal lollipop is a Van de Graaff generator, and it's a static electricity generator. So we've seen examples of electricity moving this whole time. Static electricity is in this kind of weird state. It's super energy, has a lot of effort, but it doesn't really have anything to push that effort off into. It can't really do any work. It's just kind of like doing this, looking crazy. Static. So let's turn it on. There we go. Now, ooh, I can feel it. So we have ourselves a buildup of electrons. That band moves around. There's a comb inside, kind of like a comb you would push through your hair inside of there, and it's pulling electrons away from that band. As it does, the lollipop on top gets charged. And you can see that already these little ribbons are starting to lift themselves up. And I can kind of make them dance a little bit here. I can make them dance a little bit over here. Woo! Oh, this side doesn't want to play nice, but that's okay. I like this side a little bit better. Woo! And the reason they're moving is because all of them are actually charged the same. In the magnet world, if you have same charges, that means they push each other away. If you have opposite charges, it means they pull each other closer to itself. This is an example of a sort of magnet that's happening right there with the ribbon. You know what else is happening with this? I show you what. Hey, Cortana, can you turn off the lights? Hey, Cortana, it looks like you're up on the game. Here we are, right on the very top of that globe. Let's see if it'll happen for us. Aha! One more time. Oh, the ribbon is catching it. The ribbon is catching it. I'm not sure if the camera can see it from where I'm at. You can hear it, I'm sure. I tell you what, Cortana, turn on the lights. Perfect. Thanks, Cortana. Here we are. You can see the effects of what's happening right there. Perfect. We happen to have ourselves a tiny little arc. It's excited gas, and it is a small plasma, okay? Plasma is super excited gas molecules. And as it moves up, this is a very small version of what lightning looks like right here in the side of the studio. This is lightning. It's just a very small scale. So that's enough on that one. I've got one more thing to show you with our cool static electricity generator. I think you may have seen the pie plates before, but you know what? Let's do it anyway. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Pie plates are always fun. Again, it's the same idea. They each have the same charge, so they push each other away. But I've also got one more thing that I've been kind of messing around with, and I want to see if it works for us this afternoon. Metal pie plate, packing peanuts. More is better. There we are. Let's see if this works. Cross their fingers. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Woo! Woo! And that was the last one of them. So we see that static electricity is moving. It just doesn't really have anywhere to go until something gets close enough, helping to complete a circuit which allows electrons to move through it. I've seen a lot of things about electricity, but one of the most important things that I like for you to take away is that electricity can be harmful, so you do need to be careful around it all the time. Make sure that anytime you handle it, you have protective gear, or at least you're insulated from that particular electronic source. Remember, electrons like to flow through things. Your body can actually conduct electricity. We can also do a lot of fun things with electricity. Make magnets, make things float into the sky. We can also produce some music. I'd like to thank you all so much for coming out and seeing the show today. I hope that you all have enjoyed it, and I hope that you remember that next week, camps are starting, so get your camp box sent to you as soon as possible. My name is Denzel. This has been Electrifying Energy. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.